Now we're at the Basilica della Madonna di San Luca, on top of a hill outside of the city of Bologna. Construction began in 1194. I said that the church is called Basilica della Madonna di San Luca, but it is also called Sanctuario della Madonna di San Luca. In English, these names mean Basilica or Sanctuary of the Madonna of St. Luke. Statues of the Apostles of St. Luke and St. Mark flank the front door. They were sculpted in 1732, originally located in the priest's residence. The sign above the door says that Pope Benedict XIV ordered and paid for the decoration of the facade of the church. Below it, the sign asks for forgiveness of sins for all people living and dead. Like many old Catholic churches, the chancel is highly decorated with frescoes depicting scenes from the Bible and Catholic dogma, along with various religious figures. The main attraction in the church is the painting of the baby Jesus with his mother. This painting is called the Madonna. You can see that it holds a place of honor behind the main altar. It is set in a gold frame with a silver cover. In the 12th century, a woman from an esteemed family in Bologna, who was living in Constantinople in Byzantium, now Istanbul, Turkey, gave the Madonna and Child painting to Pope Celestine III, informing him that it was painted by Luke the Evangelist, an apostle of Jesus. She requested that the Pope send it to Bologna and build a shelter for it on top of Monte della Guardia, meaning Lookout Hill, so named because there had been a watchtower on it. The Pope sent it to the Bishop of Bologna with a stone to build a church on the hill, and asked some hermit nuns residing on the hill to take possession of the painting and protect it. Construction of the first church at the Hermitage began in 1194. In 1228, Pope Gregory IX sent a letter to the church confirming the story of its origin. Construction of the current church building on the same location as the original began in 1678, with Pope Benedict XIV paying for the facade himself in 1756. The main altar and space around it were decorated between 1755 and 1764. The painting in the chapel on the right side of the church is called the Miracle of St. Pius V, and it shows the Polish ambassador kneeling before Pope Pius V to receive a blessing from him. After exiting the sanctuary, turn right and you'll enter the Portico di San Luca. This is the longest portico in the world at 2.4 miles, and it connects the Basilica with the cathedral in town. In 1192, a young woman from a nearby town started a hermitage on top of the hill. After she died, the convent that she founded received and began guarding a painting of baby Jesus and his mother, which was supposedly painted by Luke the Evangelist, an apostle of Jesus. In 1433, after 3 months of constant rain, the people asked for the painting to be brought to the cathedral so they could pray to Mary in the presence of this icon. The bishop asked that the nuns on the hill bring it down, which they did under a canopy. And the legend says, the moment the painting reached the cathedral, the rain stopped. Because of the significance of the rain stopping, as soon as the painting reached the cathedral, this procession became an annual event in Bologna. In 1655, the people of Bologna asked for a portico to be built between the cathedral and the Basilica di San Luca to protect the painting during its annual procession and to keep pilgrims dry during their pilgrimage to see the painting on top of the hill. It took 65 years to build this portico because of difficulties encountered during construction of portions on the side of the hill. It is formed with 666 arches spanning over 5,900 feet along the hillside and about another 4,900 feet on level ground, connecting the sanctuary on top of the hill to the cathedral in town. It does seem to rain a lot in Bologna. Even the day of our visit to the sanctuary and portico, you could see how hard it was raining. The portico was built in 2 segments, hillside and level ground, and they were separated by a street, Via Saragossa. In 1732, the Meloncello Arch was built, connecting the 2 parts and allowing the portico to pass over the street below. It lies beyond the gates of the Porta Saragossa, outside the former city walls of Bologna. The arch solved the problem of a site where 2 roads intersected at right angles, and it allowed the pilgrims to be able to cross above the road and not get wet in the rain. In the early 20th century, the arch was raised a few feet to allow a train to pass underneath. You can see how hard it was raining when we were there, and you can imagine how unpleasant it would be for pilgrims walking in this heavy rain for several yards to get from one part of the portico to the other. The Portico di San Luca is not the only portico in Bologna. In fact, Bologna is an UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its numerous porticos. Bologna is home to more porticos than any other city in the world. The combined distance of all of Bologna's porticos is roughly 18 miles, and the world's longest portico, Portico di San Luca, is only about 2.3 miles long. Portico di San Giacomo Maggiore, or the Portico of St. James the Great, was built between 1477 and 1479. The Baracciano Portico is a covered walkway that was built in the late 15th century and used to lead to the Sanctuary of Santa Maria del Baracciano. A guest house for pilgrims was also built here in the 15th century. For 400 years, from 1531 until 1931, these buildings served as a girls' orphanage. This is one of several city gates in Bologna that have a portico nearby. Thank you for watching. Thank you for traveling along with me. Until next time, bye-bye.